recent days, federal agents have knocked on the doors of family, friends, and former employees, not because they found a crime, because they're simply trying to after my mean tweets. He's coming after me because I'm considering running for president.
And so obviously there's been a ton of cases that have raised a lot of questions that were brought against Donald Trump's political enemies, including the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey over a photo of seashells that he took on a beach. And so there are a lot of questions about whether this is along those same lines. But what we do know, and have been able to report alongside with our colleague Kelly O'Donnell here, is that this investigation isn't being run out of Los Angeles, where there's a Trump loyalist installed, but is instead out of the Central District, or rather the Eastern District of California, and could potentially stem from another investigation that was closed last month into Newsom's former chief of staff, in which that individual pleaded guilty to some crimes. So that might have sort of grown out of that investigation. But obviously, with a lot of the cases that have been dismissed that have been brought against Donald Trump's enemies, it's raising a lot of questions about what the origin of this original investigation was.
Ryan, what about the president? Have we heard anything from President Trump or from the Justice Department on this?
Yeah, we haven't yet heard from President Trump on this, but, he did make that comment last year about wanting to see Newsom arrested. And obviously, Newsom is one of the most aggressive people going after Donald Trump on social media. And that's what he sort of thinks this is all about. But because of all of these cases in the past, including, an attempted indictment of 6 sitting members of Congress over a social media video that Trump doesn't like, it does raise these general questions about, what was the origin of this investigation? Is this of merit, or is this really something that is being politically driven by the White House?
All right, Ryan Riley with the late-breaking details. Thank you so much, Ryan. And as we wait to learn more about the agreement between the U.S. and Iran, President Donald Trump says the Strait of Hormuz is partially open. But according to an analysis by Marine Traffic, it appears only one oil tanker has passed through the strait so far since the announcement of the peace deal. And we should note NBC News has sped up that video. Now, the key shipping lane that borders Iran, it has largely been cut off since the start of this war. Normally, about 20% of the world's oil passes through the strait. President Trump said even though it will take a few days for the strait to fully reopen, the positive economic impacts are already being felt.
A lot of great things are going to happen in the Middle East right now. And very importantly, the oil is plummeting down and the stock market is shooting up like a rocket.
Let's bring in NBC's NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung. Sorry, Brian, it's been an afternoon.
Long title.
All right. The president has said for weeks that once this war is over, oil prices, inflation are just going to shoot down to what they were before. What are analysts